Hey, we back? Oh yeah, we're back. I thought I'd bring you guys in on my loading screen here. Where is Lou Dix when you need him? No wonder the loading music for Microsoft is so soothing. Ditch Phoenix, let's fly the Dune thing. This Dune thing is ridiculous, man. It's awful. I don't want any of it. None of it. I hope that that in 24 you could maybe modify some of this. I don't know. But everything's working. Cams are up. Audios are working. I didn't even have a cafe con leche in a bill. That's like I was already in a, like, my patience was running a bit thin already today. And then I skipped the cafe con leche and I'm like, oh man. This is going to be rough. And then I got everything set up in the sim on the first try. Everything was ready to go. And then we hit the go live button. Actually, no. It was fine during go live. It's when I did the transition. It just, like, died. Yeah. RIP. It's called a paid promotion. Anyway. Mandatory part of the damn Dune update has broken a shed load of systems. Really, Dougal? Jeez. I believe it. Proves Microsoft 2020 is a game, not a real sim. Nah, man. It's both, if anything. It's both, if anything. Because you can see now with what the devs are bringing to the table that there's nothing gaming about the Fenix. There's nothing gaming about Just Flight add-ons. The whole X-Plane is way better than Microsoft is dead. I mean, Microsoft is reached a part now where developers are creating add-ons as good, if not better, than an X-Plane. So that whole debate, in my opinion, is dead. But I will say that I do enjoy the fact that an X-Plane, you can not do updates. Like, you can pause updates. Please, 2024. The forced updates is one of the... I hate that the most. That's my number... Even more so than the user interface for, like, setting bindings and stuff. I dislike the mandatory updates, even the small ones. Like, no, I don't want any of that. I'll update when I'm ready. X-Plane has a mobile app, cell phone app, so what does that tell you? I don't know. Well, that was your first mistake, skipping the essential latte. I know, Callie Simmer, and I was hoping the wife would bring one by, but we went to Costco. We had a last-minute Costco run. I got in super late last night from work. We had a deferred footrest. Can you believe that? A footrest was deferred. Unacceptable. Almost unflyable. Except I wanted to come home, so we had to come back. Man. I will say this, though, while we're sitting here loading. And look, this is real-time loading for me. And this is true that I need a new install of Microsoft because my PC at home that is way less powerful loads Microsoft in about 60 seconds. So I need a fresh, clean install. I know it, but I'm just scraping by hoping 24 will drop sooner than later. And even if it's a beta version, I'll just go to 24 and dump 2020 because I need a new install. I need it. But what I was saying, so I've been paying particular attention. Let's talk about flight modeling here for a second since we got our little side stick cam up. Yesterday, I paid specific attention throughout both flights, input versus airplane response, and just how it felt. So I was very particular in watching the inputs and everything and like what inputs I'm putting on the stick. And when I got back to the sim this afternoon, just before we went live, I went ahead and did the recommended curves for the pitch and roll, the minus 20%, both pitch and roll. And I got to tell you, with SDS on, pitch and roll minus 20% curve, I think it is spot on, as close as I think we're going to see here in any sim. I mean, it feels good. A little bit of a delay lag, a little bit of a I don't want to say a a lag. It's kind of the wrong word, but like if you make fast enough inputs in the real airplane, like if I go down and pitch up, like say you're trying to follow a glide slope, for instance, right? And I make a small one down, a small one right back up. If you're doing that quick enough, you're almost nullifying your own input. And I feel with that 20% curve that it just kind of, it slows everything down and it just feels right. So the livery, or did it look wrong? I think hopefully it was the right livery. I am not loading again if this livery is not the right livery. We are using a test livery from Whiskey Throttle. So I think there's another America West livery already out, but Whiskey Throttle is goated for America West and Cactus livery. So this is a work in progress. You know, that's when you know you have kids. Work in progress livery from Whiskey Throttle. Now he also has the other one that's super juice, but I don't want to beat that one up. We're going to save that one for a little bit later. But here we go. We are loading in. Fly Tampa. Don't worry. The terminals will load in here momentarily. All right. Let's go ahead and kill the music. Now, I thought I had a... before I kill it all, though, didn't I... I thought I had a really good song the other day that we were vibing with. Oh, I didn't save it. Oh, well. All right. Let's let everything load in here. Let's give it a second. And then we're going to go down over the plans for today. Everyone's finally filtering back in. Y'all, I apologize for the that... technical hiccup there. There's nothing more frustrating than getting everything set up for the stream and then when it's go time you have a technical issue. So I apologize for that. We're gonna load in here. Don't worry. I also need to load my other secret juice mod. Stand by. Gotta load in the special juice mod. I also like, you know, when Microsoft launches, it launches the MD80 client. Like, I don't want that automatically. I don't need you. I need a relaunch mini FCU. I need to stop this. So much junk. I hope the terminals will load in here. I'm gonna get mini FCU up. Oh, it's already running? Oh, it is already running. Cool. All right, it's up. That's up. Hey! Now it's gonna take a minute to unstutter itself here. Let everything load in. Let's hope that the airplane is working now. Boom. All right. So, airplane. Yes, airplane working good. Beautiful. All right. Let's get my sim brief in here. I'm just doing this. We're 19 minutes late. That's fine. Ground services. Let me pull the jetway over, and we're going to go here, and we're just going to load instant. And okay. You ready? What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another live stream coming at you here from the V1HQ. Yes, this is one that I know a lot of you have been waiting for. These are the fun ones. I think they're all fun, honestly, but these are the ones that I particularly enjoy because we get to really see some hardcore modeling or not see, or lack of hardcore modeling on separate aircraft. We're going to put this airplane through the ringer. We are not going A to B on this flight. We're loading the aircraft like it's going to be a flight from Las Vegas to San Diego, but we've got some tricks up our sleeves. Now, unfortunately, you're going to have to see me set the failures up because I had them already preloaded before the stream went live. But basic lowdown. We are going to start them up. We're going to do a manual engine start. Man, wrong side sim was here and I missed what he said. It's right at the top of the thing. But there was a MEL wrong side I had the other day where I was forced to do manual starts on the aircraft just because of the MEL. So we're going to pretend we have that MEL. I don't remember what it was. Maybe wrong side knows. We'll do a manual engine start, so you get to see that procedure. And then we are going to do an RTO. Now, I wasn't going to do a rejected takeoff because I've been hearing that there is some bugs with brake temperature simulation. So for testing purposes, why not simulate an RTO and let's just see what happens on our system. I mean, I've spoke to Amir. He said that there is a little bug, or it's like a peculiar bug. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. Relatively mild day as far as temperature in Vegas. Right now it's about 14 C outside. The winds are gusting at 20 knots, but that's going to be a special juicy 20-knot crosswind single engine approach. We're going to see how it handles. That might be outside of limitation, but we're going to push it to the limit. Last time we did this flight, we ended up in someone's swimming pool just off the strip. We crashed and burned, and that was that. Hopefully, that doesn't happen today. As far as compressor stalls, we're going, since I can't trigger compressor stalls in the failure menu, we're going to do a little bird strike on the takeoff roll. We're going to have a bird strike, and then that's going to unlock something that's not good at all. It's brought down an airplane before. I think it actually brought down a 330. I can't remember. Reverser unlock in flight. Very serious issue. Now, I've personally never had a reverser unlock in flight, thank God. Hopefully that stays the same way. But bird strike, it's going to initiate an unlock, but it hopefully won't actually deploy. That will force us to then shut her down, and then we're going to light something on fire, and then we're going to come back. We'll do that single engine landing. After that, we're going to blast off. We'll reset. We're going to blast off on our way to San Diego, and we're going to have a little leakage of something. And we'll get to that when we get to that. So we got a full plate of stuff to do today. So without further ado, let's jump into the cockpit here. And let me do the failures first. So this is what we're going to do. So I already had this set up, unfortunately, on the last stream, but I got to do it here. So we're going to go power plant. This is what we got. We're going to do a left bird strike, arm that, and we're going to arm that at a V1. So we're going to have a V1 bird strike. The bird strike is going to damage the engine, which is going to trigger the reverser unlocked ECAM. Also, after V1, apply changes. Now, you could stack a vibration on there, but I don't think it's going to matter. What's interesting, depending on the engine and the FADEC may, depending on the phase of flight, actually idle the engine automatically. It also may inhibit the warning too in phase 4. So that is for complex. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But basically, when you get a reverser unlock, you need to shut it down anyway, because if that does deploy with thrust, you can render the aircraft unflyable. So that is all set for this initial one. Now, what is something we could trigger maybe for RTO, a high-speed RTO? Let's see, is there a side stick? Reversal, woof. Side stick fault, arm failure, after event. What do we have? We don't have anything. We don't want to do it after event. Above, let's do above 100 knots. So it will be a high speed regime applied for a side stick fault. Now, hopefully that actually triggers, and it doesn't trigger like after rotation, because then we're pretty much dead, because I only have the left side stick bound. So, interesting. For extra realism, you need to eat a lot of egg ham and Brussels sprout when you're when you simulate that you hit a vulture. Yes, exactly. All right. Jeremy says, I'll make sure I won't ask you to do a stall demo this time. Oh, Jeremy, don't worry, man. It's all good. Yeah, Jeremy Harvey was the reason that we ended up in the swimming pool last time we did this stream. Now, I was going to do that today, like kind of do some basic maneuvering. We all know it works. I mean, we can all conclude that the Fenix has the alternate law, the direct law. So we're not going to get into that today. Today is more about breaking a mere shiny new toy. So here we go, firing it up, 27.3 volts, 1 and 2. That's coming on. How's the audio? Probably everything got reset. Go figure. And let's go ahead and fire you on. Whoops, that's not what I wanted to do. We're gonna get the boot up here. V1, when you're learning the real aircraft, do you get bound manuals, or do you have to try and learn this stuff from PDFs? I hate trying to memorize. Fubar, it's different from when I first learned on the Airbus. I actually got paper charts, and I actually got a CD-ROM. I actually got a CD-ROM, a bunch of CDs. I got some paper manuals. I got paper tigers, and that was how I trained on it. When I trained on the Embraers, I got just a straight-up spiral notebooks of information. Nowadays, I think it's all online. Our Recurrent, I would imagine it's the same as like Recurrent. Recurrent now is pretty much all online. We have online training, iPad apps, all that good stuff, e-learning. Yeah, so now it's all digital, but when I first started, it was a paper. Now, I did actually make my own not my own manual set, but I made my own training set for the Embraers, because the ones that we got from the company were just literally like from Embraer, like here you go, like wasn't very organized in a way that was conducive to learning the airplane in a rapid time. It was just like, here's the entire engineering manual, the Embraer 170. Oh, cool. All right. Well, I don't really need all of this. So I broke it down and end up developing kind of like, or like made my own manual set. And I went to the, now that's probably dating myself. You go to the, what is it, like the FedEx ship thing, and you can go like, or Kinko's, went to Kinko's, and you like, I punctured put the spiral round on there, and then my sim partner wanted one, so I made one for him, and then like 3 other people wanted them, so I'm like, well, y'all need to start, I gotta start charging for these. Floppy disk. I didn't train on airliners with floppy disk, but I updated nav database in the citations with floppy disk. That's how we kept the nav database current on the Bravo, was with the floppy disk. Yep. Yeah, Kinko's. All right, Kinko's in that. We need a Kinko's emoji. All right, well, we're already behind schedule. We need to get this thing going here. Let's get our crew supply on, ground control on, CVR test. Hit it. Perfect. Captain is going Captain 1, 2, and 3. We're going to go status and 1. That looks good. We're going to go auto 1. Arm. You into the auto. Arm the emergency exit lights. Everything is in the auto position right here. That looks good. Fire test. Probably should test these today. Number 2. And number 3. Do an elevator fault instead of a side stick fault would be fun. We want to actually get like, you know, well, we're going to RTO anyway, so I don't know if there's is there even an ECAM for an elevator fault? I know there's an ECAM for the side stick fault. That's why we're going to do that. All right, FMGC. Let me take a look here. We'll do init request, and actually I want to go back to the data page real quick. Aircraft status V2527-A5. Now, I was doing some digging.
320 litres engine failure in the middle of the Gulf from KBHM to Mune. What's the plan?
Birmingham to Cancun in the middle of the Gulf. Man, I hope you adjusted your ETP time, JJ Stevens. I've made some shorts videos to the members a long time ago about that. Every time I cross the Gulf, especially going north to south, and you go right over the middle, get that ETP. Hope you have your ETP updated, and you have a divert plan to get her on one engine. Hopefully you've got the IE engines on there to keep you nice and safe. The CFMs, I'd be a little more sketched out and running on one engine just because they're weak. No, I'm just kidding. They're fine. I did, however, do a single engine takeoff, and I was very not takeoff, but I did a V1 cut. I was very impressed with the performance of this engine. So it is much better than previously. I can say that out of the gate. I was going to say something else, and I got off topic because JJ Stevens. Thank you for the $5 super chat, man. So whatever I was going to say probably wasn't that important. All right, everything's good on the overhead. We've tested all that. We're initializing. Oh, I remember what I was going to say now. V2527-A5. These are Select 1 engines. Now, there are Select 1s, there are Select 2s, which are the most popular here in the US. The Select 1 engines, there was a massive order, like launch was Indigo Partners, or Indigo. So I imagine the Fenix team was modeling off an Indigo bird, because I think there was like, I can't remember, like 100 or like couple hundred Airbuses that they made a massive order back in like 2001, or no, maybe it's 3. I was doing a lot of digging, trying to figure out what engine variant do we have. Now, I've actually operated both Select 1 and Select 2, but from what I was told from the mechanic, now we have all Select 2 engines. That's what I was told. I haven't seen it in writing anywhere, but that's what I was told. Now, it would make sense because there is some differences with the motoring and with FADEC. Well, obviously, it's a FADEC update and then high-pressure bleed adjustment. So, like, we'll have to get more into the weeds on this one at a different date, but there is a difference between Select 1 and Select 2. These, from what Amir said, this is a Select 1 engine. So, there are some slight differences, but we'll save that discussion for another day. So here we go. Las Vegas departure 26. All right, and we're going on the Raider 2 departure procedure, and actually I don't even know what we filed, but it's fine. We're gonna do the silver transition. Sure, we're not going to get that far. I'm going to tell you that right now. Actually, it would have been the level transition, wouldn't it? It doesn't matter, because I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go arrival lope 27. We're going to come on the lucky one, level, insert, boom, and then we'll just get rid of the disco. It's going to look funky, I think. Let's see. Maybe it won't look too funky. Let's go to plan mode here. Not terribly funky. That actually looks pretty good. Okay, so but what we do need to do though is we're going to do our flight number. We're going to be Cactus 357. Cost index 55. We're planning on going up to Bill's in the house, 310. IRS and NIT, it's doing it at the old school way. Cool. We'll look at extra accuracy when we don't do that. So here we go. Real life failure stream, secondary flight plan. What would I actually put in here? Not in the sim world. This is real world data. So going off Las Vegas, there is a simple complex, or actually, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Complex special that we have to put in the box. And we're probably going to fly this one today, especially if we hit a bird on the takeoff roll. So in real life, this is how we set it up. Las Vegas, secondary flight plan. If we pop one, we want to come back around. We want to come back to either 26 left or 26 right. 26 right. Does the 26 right localize, is the 26 right glide slope correct in the Flight Tampa scenery? Because if it is, I'm going to put 26 right ILS Zulu in there. It's a longer runway anyway, so I would have it. But let's do that. Let's do the ILS 26 right Zulu. And normally we come right over here after we put in the approach and we load up the approach data. So I'll load it up right now. I think the last I checked it was 210 at 10, gusting 20. Temperature off the ECAM, it's warming up 16 degrees. Magic barrel ref key says, oh, why are we in H? We gotta fix that in the settings. 3000. 3000 is set. The 26 Zulu. 2334. So we put in the real barrows. No, it's not. It's also borked. Okay, disregard then. I thought maybe we could actually fly the glide slope, but we will just do it visually. It's a visual day. But real life, we put the actual barrow mins in there. However, we forgot a very important part of this secondary flight plan. So on a complex special departure procedure, if you lose an engine, there are procedures that are established per company. It can vary from airline to airline. Sometimes it's airport specific and everybody has the chart. But for Las Vegas, we have a complex special departure for losing an engine. What we need to do here is we're going to put the departure runway of 26 right in the box. I'm going to come back to the secondary, and what that does is it puts an extended runway center line, or a runway center point in there, 3615. That's what we want. Now, what I have to do is I have to draw this out off the Las Vegas radial. I can't show you the chart, unfortunately, because it's proprietary information, but we're going to select Las Vegas, and then I'm going to select the radial, which is basically the runway heading. So the radial is going to be 259, and we're going to take it out to a DME of, stand by, I have to pull up my EO charts because I closed them. 2.9. So we're going to call it 3. Boom. And that's off Las Vegas 16.9. So if we look here in our secondary, if we lose an engine, we're going straight out to PBD 01. After PBD 01, we're then going to turn right on a heading of 035 to a 13 DME from Las Vegas. Now you can draw this out. Our aircraft, we have them in the nav database, so we don't need to build them anymore. We used to have to build them like this, but for sim purposes and for real life purposes too, if you are in a visual VMC condition and you can see and avoid terrain, you may not have to do the entire procedure. Especially if you're doing an emergency air return. If everything is kosher enough in the airplane that you can come back and land, you don't need to fly all the way out, then make a turn to a heading of 100, then fly to the VOR, then hold. If you're in an emergency situation, the most important thing is stay clear of the terrain and then get the airplane back on the ground when appropriate. So because after PBD 01, we're going to make a right turn to 035, and I will put a fix info ring off the Las Vegas VOR at a DME of 13 miles, and that will tell me that, hey, if I hit this ring at 13 miles on a heading of 030, I either need to get vectored back to the airport or I got to continue with the EOCID, which is eventually it's another heading out to heading 100. But this just gives us more situational awareness. So looking at this, I'll hit secondary and I'll zoom it out. So we're going to fly. It's really kind of hard to see here because it's overlaid. But PBD01, a right turn 030, and you fly that 030 heading until you reach this fixed info ring here, which is 13 miles. Or if you hard tune it, like we're going to do right now, then you don't even, you can, it's just another backup. So we're going to hard tune the Las Vegas VOR in VOR1. So I've got that tuned in. And you could also do the ILAS localizer, hard tune that one. Actually, probably be better to do Las Vegas, boom, hard tune on the FO side, hard tune the loc on the captain side or pilot flying side in this case. So I've got both informations available because you can make that 13 DME turn off the VOR or you can make it a 13.5 from the localizer. So we got two separate ways to identify the same fix. All right. A lot of mumbo jumbo there. Basically, like I said, don't fly into the mountains. Progress page, we're going to put the Las Vegas airport reference pointer there for a quick and dirty bearing and distance 2. Perf page, fuel, a NIT B, we're going to do all that right now. So Fenix has made this super easy. I love it. Let me change this real quick here. DDRMI metric standby. Yes, I want that. And do I want metric standby? Or imperial? What is non? I guess it doesn't matter. Camera, let's see. ISIS, SATCOM, no. DCDU, no DCDU. We'll keep the brake fans on. No cabin ready memo. And we'll throw the DDRMI in there just to make it look a little bit better. FLS, TCAS, LDEV is on. Yellow hydraulic. No auto switching on this old bird. Nav and go around, yes. De-ice detection, no. And cabin, I'm going to turn the cabin lights off because I want to just see the engine stuff. All right, good. Everything looks good. Rudder, yaw damper, beautiful. Those are off for now. Units, feet, inches, and pounds. There we go. We're all set. So now that that's done, let's do the weight and balance and get out of here. Or get out of here. We're going to send to McDo. Boom, 130.4, 29.2, 11.1. 11.1 is on board. It's on board in balance, so let's go ahead and fire up the APU. No SATCOM makes it a truly boomer config. Exactly. I thought you'd like that, Gustavo. All right, here we go. And you know what's interesting? Yesterday I paid attention. The SATCOM, it says European or American. I saw both types of SATCOM antennas on American airplanes yesterday. So I think it's just operator preference. Can you simulate GPS jamming? I'm not sure if you can. You can just turn your aviators off. You see the TDS GTN has Navigraph integration? No, I did not. That's pretty cool. Same feeling when landing with flaps 3. Feeling as there's too much drag with flaps 3 and downforce. Even add more than 5 knots, it's still dragging. Charity Aviation, I haven't done a flap 3 landing in the sim yet. My question to you is, why are you doing a flap 3 landing? Land flaps full. I'll check it out though. Maybe today we'll get to it. We'll see. DDRMI, it's the, I'll show you here in a second. Trying to move stuff around on my other monitor. I make sure my screen doesn't freak out. Right here, distance measuring equipment. So this is the analog version. They can be kind of annoying, especially if the nav radio is like in and out. It's like tick, 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 and the VOR is trying to tune in and it can't tune in. Some aircraft have them, some don't. But just an extra piece of equipment. Old Cactus probably had the digital, or probably had the analog gauges too. So. It looks like our fuel tank pumps, our fuel is still doing that thing. I thought that was fixed on instant loading. I think I was wrong there. That's fine. It'll eventually cross over. All right, everything is good there. Let's do our perf data. And then we need to get ready for our manual engine start. So we are going to be departing. Winds are 190 at 1.4. Let's do 2.6 right anyway. We'll do a 14 knot crosswind. Pretend that they're just being Vegas and we're going to send us off the nice crosswind runway. It'll be 14 knot crosswind. So we're going to go almost full forward stick down. We'll sync the final load sheet. We're not going to force Toga on this one. I want to see what it does, but packs are going to be on. Sync live weather, calculate. Flaps 1, flex 62. All right. We're going to send that to the McDo. 36, 40, 40, flaps 1, flex 62 is set. We're going to do a flex because it's going to simulate the engine out a little bit better. All right. APU bleed's coming on, external power's coming on, seatbelt sign is coming on, and we're doing basically the old school integration. I don't think it'll push me back here. I'll have constraints on, terrain mode on. We'll set our top altitude initially of 10,000 feet. That looks good. And we'll GSX, if I just do it the old school way. Where are we at? I'll just use Alliance ground. I don't know what that is. I know there's GSX integration. I got to get it going. I haven't got it going yet.
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Oh, she seems chipper. We can do intersection takeoff? Yes, it can. You can implement your takeoff shifts now. You absolutely can.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Now the problem is where I have my iPad, it's right below my mic. It's kind of annoying. I can't see.
Locking gear.
All right. While they lock the gear and get ready, let's go over our manual engine start procedure. If an automatic start is not successful, the flight crew can perform a manual start, or if an MEL requires a manual start, or you're operating in high EG or high EGT, high external or outside air temperature, so in Vegas in the summertime, we want to go nose right, tail left.
Release parking brakes, please.
All right, brakes are released, you're clear to push.
Commencing push. All engines clear.
We're not going to start
Start
until we're done with the pushback here because we're going to read through this manual engine start procedure. So to perform manual engine start, the flight crew must set the engine modes to ignition start, set the engine man start push button switch to on, set the engine master lever to on. So essentially what's happening is once we press the button on the overhead, that's going to initiate the start process, and when we move the engine start switch, this is essentially like your condition lever, or not your condition lever, in the Boeing, what is it, the fuel valve, the fuel control valve, basically what this is simulating. So you're really just starting the Airbus like a 737. So there's really no harm to the engine. It's actually recommended from Airbus, depending on the OAT and the environment that you're operating on, to do it even before attempting an automatic start. And again, like I said, we had an MEL the other day, which for the life of me, I can't remember what it was, but it required a manual engine start, and I had to do that a couple times. 3 legs, and it had to do manual start every single time. So got familiar with it. Oh boy, Team Vodka drop a massive 20 gifted memberships to the channel. Can we get some positive rates for Team Vodka, man? Appreciate that. Very kind of you. That is a massive support drop here to the channel, man. Sorry I'm not on Iveo today. I just figured it would probably be best to not do this on Iveo because I don't know what we're going to get into. But Team Green, if you pick up a membership from Team Vodka, make sure you say thank you. He's been around a long time. Friend of the channel and resident Brunner force feedback profile expert. So appreciate you, man.
Parking brakes.
Brakes are set. Clear to disconnect. Show me the pin out front. Thanks for the push. Brakes are set. When you say brakes set, your eyes should go here. Our accumulator is not pressurized. How can we fix that? Yellow electric pump. Accumulator pressurized. Imagine that. Our brakes are set and pressurized and no engines have been started.
Unlocking gear.
Can you believe that? Isn't that crazy? So, in real life, captains should always be monitoring this gauge before even initiating the pushback. That's kind of like one of the triggers. Clear to push, beacon light comes on, eyes come right here, triple indicator. This is your really true source indicating how what your brakes are going to be doing. So, make sure you check this gauge. Very important. I don't talk about it much on streams. I think it's just kind of one of those things that, as far as simmers are concerned about, it's kind of we blow past it. But real life, this is a very important setup here. All right, got the tug at tow. There's the pin. We'll flash of the light. And Cosmic Doubloon just dropped another 20 gifted subs. We got some real class acts on this channel. Cosmic Doubloon, friend of the channel, longtime friend, a personal friend. Appreciate the support, man. Very, very kind. If you get the gifted membership from Cosmic, make sure you say thank you. Very, very kind of you, man. Appreciate you. All right, chat, here we go. Manual engine start. To perform manual engine start, engine mode selector to ignition start. Boom. Set the engine man start push button switch to on. We're going to start number 1 first. On the overhead, engine man start, push. Monitor the N2. Set the engine master lever to on. Start the chrono too. Now, manual engine start is one of the 2 scenarios where you have to guard the start switch. So we are going to guard the start valve, or the start switch here, the start lever, as the engine begins to increase. You can see the EGT is going up. Fuel flows are going up. We had nice cool engines just been sitting there. If the N2 does not reach 16%, then you can do some shedding. We've already exceeded 16% right out of the gate. I've never had that in real life where it didn't reach 16% N2. Basically, what it's saying in the procedures, if during the manual engine start you don't have enough juice, we're going to shed some additional systems to get more juice to get the engine started. You can hear the bus transfer. Look at that, a veil light. So I was probably, about 15 seconds late. So that's right there, about a minute. Start time on a cold engine, perfect. Absolutely perfect. I was talking to my buddy last night. For some reason, I feel like I always remember as an FO, like right around that 57-second mark was like kind of the average that I was restarting the chrono after engine 1 is started. So engine 1 has been started with a manual engine start. We're going to do a automatic engine start on number 2 here. Now let's time this whole one here. So I'm going to reset, and I'm going to start number 2 with an automatic start. Start the chrono. N2 is running. I kind of want to listen. I feel like the start sounds are really quiet though, right? Is it just me? It's almost louder from up front. There's our motor. We got a light off. Remember, always keep an eye on that EGT N2. N2 is outpacing the EGT, so I've got no concerns here of a hot start. But, I mean, it still could happen, but typically not. What's the failures today? Matt Black? You pick, man. We got all kinds. We got a lot. We got a lot coming down the pipe. We're just getting started. We just did our manual engine start on number 1 per the MEL. We did an automatic start on number 2. That's 1 minute and 7 seconds. Boom. Perfect. You know what I love about it is it's not symmetrical. When you start an engine, you start the other engine, it's not the exact same time over and over and over again. The randomness that's simulated here is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. All right, 2 good starts. We're going ahead and arm. Oh, I already had them arm. We'll arm that. That's in normal. We're going to select flaps 1. What would be the conditions for this procedure? Jet kit. That's what I was trying to figure out. There's several different reasons you would do a manual engine start. Most common, high EGT, high outside air temperature, high density altitude, or do you have an MEL that's requiring you to do a manual engine start? That's what I just had most recently. I'll look it up in the book here, maybe later today or something. I'll be able to post in the Discord or whatever. All right, I got my water because I'm going to need it. We got 2 good starts. We're flaps 1. Everything looks good. APU is coming off. That's coming off. Trim is zeroed out. Let's do a flight control check. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudder, full left, full right, neutral. That looks good. We're going to taxi on out to 26 right. That's where the next set of exciting things are going to happen. Gosh, I'm loving this V2. Jeremy, right now, Las Vegas, 16 degrees Celsius. Winds are out of the south, 190 at 10, gusting 20. So 10 to 20 knot direct crosswind. You could see that indicated there even on the windsock, which is pretty cool. So ideally, you'd be blasting off 19, but it is Vegas, and sometimes they do weird stuff, like send you with a 20 knot crosswind. Or you have a CFMA version super lame on the first flight of the day. Tolless versus Fenix. Ask me after today, man. I know that's a very popular question. Have said on the V1, even on the Block 2, I said, all things considered, the Tolless was still going to be my preferred training tool, especially because we didn't have... The biggest hindrance in the Fenix was its engine model. But now that we've got a custom Fenix engine model, we're going to put it to the test. I haven't really put it through its paces yet, so we're going to give it a full-blown test. Now, one thing that I still think for training purposes that Tolless is going to have is just a quick ability to reset. So, you know, you can save a scenario like V1 cuts, for example. You set a V1 cut up on the Tolless and you save that, and then you do the V1 cut. If you ball it up, you just hit reset and you go right back to where you are. You don't have to reprogram anything. That, like state saving with a failure arm condition thing, that is huge for training purposes. I don't want to take anything away from Tolless on that, and I think that's a combination of X-Plane platform itself, and then the way the Tolless ISCS works on bringing you back to a stave state. Team Vodka dropping another 20 gifted. That's 60 memberships. If you just got a membership, smash down that like button. We got a lot of ghost watchers here that haven't smashed down that like button, and if you just got a membership, you got to hit that like button. Thank you, Team Vodka, man. Goated. 60 new members today. You guys are awesome. Thank you for the support, y'all. Really appreciate that. I hope everybody's been enjoying their Block 2s. Where am I? I guess I disarmed them. They're armed now. Alright, while we finish our taxi out, we'll go auto brakes max, takeoff config check, PWS is going to be on auto, TARA, we'll squawk 1200 because why not. V1 cut will really test, yeah, we're basically West Air, that's what we're getting at, is a V1 cut. Now, should we do an RTO right now, or should we just do the single? I tell you what, since we're all primed up for the single engine, this is essentially a V1 cut. I think we'll skip the RTO on this one. Because if I do an RTO, well, we have brake fans. Should we do an RTO and then taxi back and see if it still works? Force Raptor skimming the pool leaves for me. Oh, man. Yeah, the spicy thing, too, is you have a V1 cut here off 2.6 with a 20 knot crosswind from the south. You make that right turn. If you have a dead engine over there, yeesh, Yes, RTO. Everyone wants to see the RTO and taxi back on the first one? What the hell? Let's give it a shot. Hopefully it doesn't mess up our other failures. Oh, man. And just like that, Cosmic Doubloon dropping another 20. 80 memberships to the channel today. Thank you, guys. Very, very kind. Cosmic just wants me to go buy ammo for him, so when he comes out here, we can go do some blinking. Cosmic, appreciate you, man. Very, very kind. All right, forward call. Will that make that blue? Because I don't have the cabin ready memo enabled. I mean, we'll leave it. We'll leave cabin signs blue. They're not ready. Oh, there it goes. Oh, that's cool. It's just, oh, that's really cool. So it's like a timing thing. That's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. By the end of the stream, everyone's going to have a membership. Ah, it's going that way. I do appreciate the support, guys. I really, really do. And today is kind of a hard stream to be super interactive with y'all, so I apologize in advance, but hopefully the content herein will be worth it. But I appreciate all y'all for the support, man. Make sure you check out the members-only content, too, if you do get a membership. Hasso Basso. You get a membership? You get a membership? You get a membership? All right, RTO, huh? Oh, we do have it armed up. We already armed it up, right? Yeah, we have the RTO for the side stick fault. So, theoretically, if I set my views like that, you can't see. But if I set it high, you can kind of see the ECAM, right? I'm going to leave it like that. Let's give this a shot. Hopefully the ECAM triggers before we rotate and then we lose our side stick, because that could definitely be problematic. All right, we are flexing 60. I'll tell you what, we'll go Toga thrust if we're doing an RTO. We're going to do a Toga RTO. I know we have flex numbers. Cactus 357 at Las Vegas Tower, wind shear alert, wind shear off 26 left, 15 knot to loss on a go around reported by an A320. Same intention. Yeah, we like to wait it out 3 minutes. Hey, since there's this wind shear loss on 26 left, we'll wait 3 minutes, and then what do you say we do a Toga takeoff to mitigate the risk? I think that sounds good, Captain. Okay, cool. We'll do a takeoff. We'll do a Toga takeoff. We don't need to run numbers. We're already ready to go. Good, cool. 3 minutes I ran by. Here we go. Spool them up 1.05. Oh, record it. Should I record it? Let me see. Yeah, let me record it. Power's coming down. Hold on, let me get the flight recorder up. I can record the RTO. Building the anticipation. Alright. JP with another 10 gifted memberships. JP, man, y'all are just awesome. Thank you so much, guys. From the bottom of my heart, really. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Be careful with the recording button. Thank you for the warning. I'll tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to minimize a couple of things here, and I'm going to put it in its own spot so I'm not tempted to screw it up. All right, recording is on RTO. Here we go. Spool them up. 1.05 EPR. Split the donuts. What I mean by split the donut is it's basically between that tick mark and there. We need a little bit more. That's close enough. 1.05. They're spooled. Oh, now my views are messed up. Oh well. Yoga. Mantoga SRS, a runway auto thrust balloon. Almost full forward stick there with that 20 knot cross. 80 knots, thrust set. 100 knots. Reject, I have control. Spoilers. Reverse screen. Decel. Manual brakes. Idle reverse. And tower Cactus 357. We need to vacate here. We gotta check something out. Cactus 357, roger, right turn off the runway. Do you need assistance? Kick 357, affirmative. Send the fire trucks out. Have them follow us to hot break area, please. Cactus 357, roger. That was only at 100 knots, but that sound was spicy. All right, let's turn it off here. Let's see what we got. I'll pull up the wheel page. see if we get anything. Tell you what, though, those brakes, that full breakage is serious. All right, we'll pull off the runway. We'll stop here. We'll take a look. So there has been a reported bug with the brake temp simulation. So I'm going to just go here. I'm going to set the brake right away. And let's take a look at here, see what's going on. I'm going to save these replays as we go. So I'm going to save this replay. This is RTO Las Vegas. So that's saved. Cool. And I'm done with that. All right. Let's take a look at what we got. 95. We'll do an after land. Let's clean everything up. 100C. It's only 17 out. They are going up. You know, it was a relatively slow RTO as well. I'll tell you what. I'm going to clear the fault out. We'll check it back. Right now it's about 100 degrees. Let's come down here. Let's clear the side stick fault out, and we'll see what happens. Now, here, apply changes. All right, good. Flight control check. Full up. Let's move it over here. Full down. All right. And flight controls. Just want to make sure they are working. Just ask XP72. All right. Wheel page 140. Let's do one more. Let's stack them up. We had cool brakes when we took off. So let's stack them up. I'll tell you what. We're going to stack them up. Let's go brakes released. Let's taxi back. We're going to rearm everything. We're going to go auto brakes max. Arm you. Oh, we got to go back to the... that's why you have a takeoff warning. Flaps 1. Dougal McTavish dropping another 10 gifted subs, man. Appreciate you, Dougal. 100 new members in the chat. Very, very kind. Appreciate you. Thank you all. Thank you, Dougal. Alerts are off. Please make sure they... Oh, yes. Dougal, thank you. Alerts. Hey, I've got alerts muted, or we'd still be watching new members join. We've had 100 new members to the channel today, so appreciate all y'all. Dougal, again, another longtime friend of the channel. Appreciate you, man. Very, very kind. All right, why we taxi out here? Let's go back. So why I don't know if this is completely, if this is wrong or not, because I semi-believe it. We had very cool brakes, and we RTO'd at 100 knots. While that is technically a high-speed abort, it is not a physically high-speed abort. And we had cold brakes on the get-go. So this, to me, is kind of like after a normal landing and getting up to about 200 C there. That seems believable. So I don't want to say that this is not working correctly. But what we're going to do is we're going to do another RTO back-to-back, and we should smoke them. And I will RTO at just prior to V1. So this is now simulating kind of a taxi out in real life with a short turnaround. Your brake temps might be that 250 mark, 200 degree mark as you take off. A couple limitations with brake temperatures. If the brake fans are on, which they're not legal to be on for takeoff, your brake temps would be required to be 150 C, but you're not supposed to take off with the brake fans on anyway. If the brake fan's off, which it should be, or not installed, your limitation is 300 degrees Celsius. Reason for that being is that hydraulic is going to cook off flashpoint if you have a leak. So the brakes will also, the hottest point of the brakes is going to happen about 10 minutes after you pull into the gate. So after you land, you taxi to the gate and you shut down, they're still going to continue to climb. So that's kind of that thermal dynamic range. Now, ironically, the brakes are actually more effective between like 130 to like 200 degrees. That's when they're actually the most effective. So we're going to just taxi right back on. We're going to do it again. We'll take a look at our temps right before takeoff. Love the streams, man. Makes my day to see you're live, and I learned a lot from you. Hey, Ozzy, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much, dude. 3 months goes by fast. How you like the new Fenix? Evan Blakeman, I am in love, dude. I'm in love. I'm going to be streaming tomorrow after flying an IAV 2500. I'm literally going to come to the office in my uniform after setting the parking brake, and we're going to go flying on V Spiritual Wang's ops. So that's how much fun I'm having with it. I was depressed yesterday that I had to fly the Neo. I wanted to fly an IAE yesterday, but we were flying the Neo. So, all right, we're relined up here on the runway. Let's take one look at it. 2:35. So at this point, I say, hey, we need to go. We need to go, because we don't want it to keep climbing up. All right, I'm going to manually RTO at like 120 knots. All right. So this is a little bit more realistic scenario. You've got mid 200 degrees on the brakes, and we'll do another Toga, and we'll RTO it at about 120. 1.05, spooled, yoga. Mantoga SRS runway, auto thrust blue. God, the engine sounds in the cockpit are spot on. Spot on. Thrust set. 100 knots. Check. Reject. I have control. Oh, jeez. Crosswind. We lost an engine. 70 knots. I think that actually triggered our engine failure. I'm trying to read the ECAM. Sorry, that's why I was swerving. I was trying to read the ECAM. Let's come to a stop. Oh, we had the bird strike. It actually triggered the bird strike. All right. Remain seated, remain seated, remain seated. What do we got here? Engine 1 reverser unlocked. Engine 1 master off. Fail. If damaged, we're going to skip all that. Relay considered. So that actually spoiled. That actually triggered our other failure. All right, cool. We're going to have to reset that. All right, let's take a look. Now, at 120 knots RTO, nah, I think it's a little slow. I think, well, there's our 300C. Fun fact, I returned to the gate on Saturday last week for a hot brake. What it was a faulty brake sensor, and it was number 2 right here. It was on the taxi out. We got a hot brake. I'm like, hot brake? Everything was 145, and this one was like 400. So I stopped. I had someone make sure we weren't on fire, and then got on the horn with maintenance. They said, yeah, it's a faulty brake sensor. Go back to the gate. So this, they're climbing now. I mean, let's see how high it goes. Let's make our way back. So I'm going to leave the brake fans off. And then I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to reload. I'm going to freshen everything up. Reload everything. Brakes are hot. I know that. We need to start number 2. We'll do a cross-bleed start here on the taxi out. Let's do a cross-bleed on number 2 here while we run back to the, while we taxi back. And then we'll check our brake temps short of the runway. Oh, it's in like locked reverser. Hopefully it'll come out. Is brake glow working at all? I actually don't know. We'll check here. We'll check when we pull off the runway. So they should still be climbing. Which they are, almost 400C. I'll do a brake temp reset if it's in the EFB, Team Vodka. If not, we can do the procedure for a hot brake on takeoff. Ooh, look at our EGT. I forgot we got to motor this EGT because we just shut it down. It's hot. I'll give it a little bit more juice. Alright, we're going to make our way back to 26 right. Yeah, she's motoring down. She's really hot. I don't know if this might be bugged. We might have to reset because we got that reverser out and still. We're definitely in idle. We'll see what happens after it fires up. There's the ARF. I saw that fire truck too. Don't mind my taxiing. I'm just going here at 50% N1. 45%. I'll ride the brakes actually. That ought to smoke them too. My gut instinct says it's a little bit tamed from the real airplane, but I mean, we're almost at 500C, back-to-back RTOs. I mean, those are hot brakes. There's no doubt about it. It's not like it's 100 degrees here either. It's only 17C outside, so I definitely say it's plausible. I don't have the, you know, like an actual thermal chart in front of me to look at the numbers and compare it to the energy performance charts and all that. I mean, I do have my iPad in front of me, but I hate those charts, so I'm not going to pull them out. So if you have a brake temperature indicator that is MEL'd, which you can MEL the brake temperature sensor, you have to use what's called our energy, what is it, like energy management or brake energy chart or something like that. And basically after every landing you have to calculate how much energy was used to decelerate the aircraft and at the weight and the outside environmentals and all that stuff, and then it gives you an amount of time that the airplane has to sit with the brakes off in order for the temperature to cool down to an acceptable level before you go do another takeoff. Because if you don't have a temperature gauge, you don't, I mean, how do you know it's not 300C? So I've had that MEL in real life and it's a pain. And so the other day when we returned to the gate for hot brakes, I was glad that they were going to just replace it. They actually had the part on hand. If they didn't have the part, then we would have had to MEL the brake sensor, and then it would have made for a longer day. Alright, sounds like we got a good start there. But we may have an issue with that rev lockout. We'll see. I'll cycle it here. Pressurize them. Ruh-roh. Reload it all. Alright. Cool. Engines are back to normal. Yeah, look at those brakes. 520. So that to me is actually pretty realistic because our first one was the ideal scenario. 100 knot RTO, 140,000 pounds, 17C, and our brakes were double digits. I don't even think they were 100 degrees when we did that first RTO. So not getting super hot on that first one is believable to me. This one is a much more believable scenario. If that would have been our first takeoff and our brakes were in that 180 to 200 mark on the takeoff roll, and then you reject at V1 or just prior, yeah, this seems believable to me here. 540C. If it was hotter outside, I bet these would be up over 600 by now. 540, I mean 550C. That's nothing. That is hot. I mean that is hot. Let me check for brake glow. I can hear stuff ticking. Let me turn the camera speed way down. So these are our fans right here. There's your brake fans. And ironically, so the number 2 brake temp sensor, I know it's right here. I wonder if that can't be it. But the mechanic, they were changing, like right in here, they pulled this cover off. We're changing the number 2 brake sensor. I don't see them glowing right now. Now, can you hear the brake fans? Hold on. Oh my gosh. Now, I guess I forgot that was modeled. It never really come out here with the brake fans on. Now we're blowing carbon dust all over the ground crew. They love that. All right. Well, put it at night. Let me. That's a good point. Let's run this time down. No, I don't think so. Maybe on the initial. Yeah, I don't see him glowing. No glow. The brake fan sound, though, is 10 for 10. What time is it? What time was it? Like 2... Like 12 minutes? Alright. Now the question is there a brake temp reset in the EFB? Because that might be a problem. Hold on real quick. Let me go here, chocks and cones. Let me go chocks on. I'm going to release the brake. The sound of the brake cracking and the cooldown is pretty nice. Yeah, priority right. I agree. You can hear it ticking out there. Oh yeah, thanks, Vodka. Duh. Brake temp reset though? I don't believe we have one. I don't believe we have a brake temp reset. How are we doing? Ford, they're coming down. Alright, let's arm our next failure. Ooh, we could do worst case scenario. I think it's in settings. Let me double check. Reset background. Ooh. We're gonna have to do that. Flight mode, we don't want that. Oh, I can turn the brightness up? Oh my gosh. I love it. Let me go to sim settings. Controls. Nothing on that one. Not gonna be in the cabin. Not gonna be on GSX, right? Nothing here for brake temps. Units, RA, airframe. Nothing here. We have brake fans. Modifiable, nothing. Oh, could it be in the maintenance page? That's a good point. Let's take a look. They're coming down pretty quickly though now, which will be alright. But let me double check. McDo maintenance. Ground service, let's check here. No. Let's go back. Oh, APU quick start. That's good to know that that's there. Ground services. That's where I was just at. Failures. High brake temperature. Look at that. Look at that. Smash the like button for Fenix, thinking about everything. Boom. We fixed it. Now we're good to go. Smash that like button for Fenix. If I say smash that like button, apparently somebody gets upset and they leave comments on the video saying that I said if I smash that like button, that means that I don't care about the viewers and I just care about monetization or whatever. Anyway, I never used to say smash that like button, but now I just like saying the actual phrase smash the like button because I feel like it's a oh yeah. All right, let's get our failure set up and let's pop an engine. We got more to go. That was just a warm up. That was the foreplay. Now we're gonna get down and dirty. So you got to see a little bit. That's a nasty one, but I want to do that in flight. We're gonna do a left engine bird strike. We're gonna arm you at V1, apply, and then that bird strike is gonna lead to a reverser unlock. Left reverser unlock, arm you, because that's a nasty, at V1, apply. Now I wonder if I could stack a vibe on there too. Probably not. Alright, so that is all stacked up. And then let's add a little bit more spice. Let's go to the where is it? Where is it? I know where it is. Where are you? Okay, it's not under power plant doors. Learn to read, learn to read. No landing gear, fuel HUD, fire protection. Engine 1, so this is an unextinguishable fire, and then we have extinguishable fire. We're going to do an extinguishable fire. So we have a bird strike, lead to a reverser unlock, leading to a fire. This is what we want, but we're going to arm this to happen in the middle of our procedure. I don't know what it's going to be, but I'm going to say above mean sea level, so it's got to be like, we're at 2,000 feet. Let's make it 4,000 MSL. Apply that. So that should pop off at some point during our scrambling of reverser unlock and air return. Okay. Maybe I should have my Navigraph out. That might help. Las Vegas arrival. I'm just going to put my approach chart on here because I just want to be have less fumbling around because I'm about to do a whole 2-crew procedure with 1 crew. So let's make sure everything is set. 10,000 is set. FD's on now, like our secondary. Let's make sure it's still in there. Secondary. Yes, it is. PBD01. Let's refresh our real-world takeoff brief here. I need to reset the flight directors. All right, climb nav, 1 FD2. There we go, that looks good. So let's do a quick departure brief here again, real quick. So we're taking off from a 26 right. We got terrain in front of us and to our south. We got a 20 knot crosswind. We'll be full forward stick on takeoff roll until 80 knots. We'll work it out to 100 knots. If we pop an engine off 26 right, we're going to go straight out. We're going to select heading. We're going to activate secondary, manage nav to PBD01. That is approximately at the 3 miles from the Las Vegas VOR, PBD01. I also have it backed up ILS, ILAS, localizer, or the Las Vegas VOR. So that is why I have the LS push button on for this departure, because I want my DME from my localizer as well, in case I can't get VOR DME or something happens. If you have it, it's free, use it. So we're set up there with redundancy 2.9, right turn 030, and then we'll deal with everything we need to deal with. Why do we have a status message? Engine 1 bleed, pack 1 and 2. Oh, that's because we did a cross bleed and I never did an after start. That's why. Everyone's probably smoked. Sorry. All right. Are we flexing? We're flexing to 62. You guys ready? Let's go. Brake fans off for takeoff. Brakes are released. Lights are on. Let's go. Oh, we're chalked. Try because we're at the hot brake area. Love how snappy that EFB is. So snappy. We're gonna flex on this one, because it'll be a more realistic scenario. A lot of terrain out there. Cactus 357 RNAV to Rudy 26 right. Take off. Here we go. Spool them up 1.05. Yoga / flex. Here we go. Man, flex, SRS, runway, auto thrust is blue. Gotta get that right rudder in there for sure. Thrust set. Wow, that wind is, I think it's picking up. 100 knots. Check. See how much longer the takeoff roll is on a flex? Jeez, that wind. V1. Rotate. Ooh. Positive rate. Gear up. Right. Reverser unlock. Nav. Fly the airplane first. Oh my gosh, look at that yaw. Select Toga. Select heading. I'm doing things a little out of order here, but let's go up a single pilot. Activate secondary. Manage nav. Chrono. No power, and we got a lot of drag out there. Yeah, baby. Keep climbing. We're going 3.9. All right, we're through 400 AGL. We'll start working. We'll start plucking away at the ECAM here. Engine 1. Oh, you want me to turn? I'm going to turn off this so you can see. Oops. Oh my gosh. Look so you can see the ECAM. All right, engine 1, reverser unlocked. Thrust lever 1, idle. Confirm thrust lever 1. Confirmed. Idle. Max speed 307.8. If buffet. Not feeling any buffeting. Max speed 240. Engine 1 master. Off. Stop ECAM. Oh. Come on, baby. I gotta actually start turn here. Make a right turn heading 030. Pull for heading 030. We're actually getting some climb performance, so that's good. Flying the airplane first. We'll continue that ECAM here in a second. Over that nose. 030. We're approaching minute 23 from our when we went Toga on that operating engine. Jesus, engine 1 fire. Keep flying the airplane. All right, engine 1 fire, engine 1 master off. We'll get back to the ECAM. Confirm engine 1 master. Confirm. Off. Engine 1 fire push button. Push. Confirm engine 1 fire push button. Confirmed. Pushed. Alright, we gotta level out. Why are we stuck in why are we stuck in? There we go. I have to adjust my speed here. Keep coming right. Agent 1 discharge. Confirm Agent 1 discharge. Confirm. Discharge. Engine 1 shutdown. Engine mode selector ignition. Balance monitor. Mode select. TA only. Here comes heading 030. Then we'd also get a different altitude. Vegas. Cactus 357. We'd like to level at 5,000. Alright, level 5,000. Cactus 357. Continue on the YOSID. Let me know what you need. Alright, Cactus 357. I'm going to select 180 knots. We're outstar, heading 030. Our auto thrust wasn't armed. That's what it was. Our auto thrust wasn't armed, so that's why that all got screwed up. Alright. Or disconnected, or... Oh, maybe it disconnected because of the fault? I'll have to look into that. I'm leveling 5,000. I'm going to maintain 180 knots. Actually, let's go up... go up to 200. Let's get off of S speed here. I've got a lot of right rudder in, and I know exactly why that is. That's crazy. All right, flaps 0. Speed checks. Flap 0. There's our green dot. We'll keep it on green dot. Let's go with autopilot 1. Not going to let us engage autopilot 1. That's fine. Well, why? That is. It should. That's all right. All right, imbalance monitor. If buffet, max speed 245 is conditioned. So we got to hit the, we got to continue down. Engine 1 reverser unlocked. Okay, rudder trim, full right. That's what we need to do. So rudder trim, full right. I don't like how... I'm going to turn the auto thrust off. Alright. Full right. Yes, we're full right. Rudder trim full right. Control, heading with roll. Okay, so heading with roll, so we're not going to step on our rudders. Shutdown, if no fuel leak, and balance monitor. Right now, we've got a definite imbalance, but that's to be expected. We're approaching our 13-mile ring here. Max speed 240, avoid icing conditions. Engine 1 fail. Engine 1 relight consider. We're not going to consider a relight. We've got a reverser unlock. Clear engine 1 fail. Clear engine 1 fail. All right, stop ECAM. Can I get... Why can't I get an AP engagement here? Can we go status here? I thought I'd be able to get autopilot on that one. Interesting. Okay. Let's turn it right. Heading 100. We're going to continue with our... we'll go back to this. We'll go auto thrust. Lever MCT. MCT selected. Coming around to heading 100. Heading 100. We can get off grid. Let's come up about 210 there. We know 240 if buffeting. We're not buffeting right now. Well, you'd have to be able to tell. So we've got a lot of drag though, and I don't think anything is modeled out there as far as failures are concerned. It's unlocked without a pressurized command. Is basically what's happening, or without a command to deploy. All right, land ASAP. That means it's an emergency. That means we need to get on the ground ASAP. Cactus 357, can you accept a visual approach 26 right? Cactus 357, affirmative, we can accept visual 26 right. Cactus 357, turn right, heading 180, airport will be at your 2 o'clock, and about 15 miles, let me know when you pick it up. All right, right turn, 210, we're at 5,000. Let's continue to work through here. I didn't know that autopilot was not going to work on this one, so I'm going to just kind of have to hand fly. We got a single bleed, clear bleed. Engine 1 is shut down. We got a single generator. You want to start the APU? I do. Let's go ahead and start the APU. Let's get another generator online. Watch that bank angle. Remember, we're not using any rudder here. And Cactus 357, confirm you got the terrain at your 11 o'clock inside in about 5 miles. Affirmative, Cactus 357. All right, come back. Heading 190 there. Oh, that looks a little bit better. APU is getting started. All right, let's continue on with our ECAM here. We got the APU spooling up, clear electric. Hydraulic. The PTU is pressurizing the green system via the yellow system. Clear hydraulic, clear hydraulic. Status page. We got a whole lot of status to get through here. Max speed 300, 78. If buffet, max speed 240. I guess we can simulate. We're going 240 would be our max. I think this is kind of simulating a buffet here. Avoid icing conditions if severe ice does not apply. Maneuver with care. Minimum speed VLS plus 10. Or green dot. So minimum speed is green dot, essentially. VLS plus 10 or green dot. Approach procedure. If buffet, use flap 1. Landing flap mode push button is going to come on. We're going to do flap 1 only. Cactus 357, if you can, fly heading 160, set you up for a longer final 26 right. 160, Cactus 357. Alright, so we're coming back here. Use flap 1. Approach speed VREF plus 55. Rudder trim 5 degrees right. Auto thrust off. When landing assured, geared down. At 800 feet, target speed. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that was going to be this procedure. Oh boy. Alright. That's our alert. Let's descend to 4. Now, real quick, I should, unless I'm crazy here, unless it's bugged, I should have an autopilot. Because autopilot is not an op. Alright, we have to reassess this here. What is buffet? It means it's shaking. I'm going to extend my downwind here a little bit.
2,500.
We're going to descend to 4,000. I'm going to come down an extended downwind because we got to look at this approach procedure real quick. All right, we're speed alt star, and I have to hand fly too. If I didn't have to hand fly, we probably would have been done with the procedure by now. Let's take it out 080. Take it out over there. Look at that wind, 30 knot crosswind too. Bet you can hear the PTU running. All right, 4,000 feet, approaching 090. We're going out over the lake. I like that. All right, a couple other things we need to do. We need to go perf, activate, confirm the approach phase. That's done. LS push buttons are on. I need to bring up the status page. We're going to use flap 1 for landing. We're below VFE. Let's start to configure. Flaps 1, that's going to bring up our status page again. All right, approach procedure, VREF plus 55. Well, VREF is 132 plus 55. That's 187. I'm going to select speed 187, and I'm going to turn the auto thrust off. All right, auto thrust is off. 187 is selected. I'm just going to set manual thrust here about 1.05 here just to let her stabilize. All right, rudder trim 5 degrees right. So 8.8. That's weird. That's weird. My binding stopped working. Okay. Let's come level. Let's set her up 5.5. It's easier to hold it anyway. All right, 5.5 right. 5.4 close enough. Let's start a right turn. We're not flying the flight directors, so let's go ahead and turn the flight directors off. Let's get the bird on. Bird is on, flight director's on. We're approaching 180 knots. And Cactus 347, we're turning to the final now. Cactus 347, roger. All right. When landing assured, gear down. Target speed will now be VREF plus 40. So plus 40 will be 172. So 172. Let's keep working down. If no engine 1 damage, consider engine 1 relight. That does not apply. We know our engine's damaged. INOP, wing NIIs, Cat 3 dual, engine 1 bleed, pack 1, generator 1 pump, green engine driven pump. All right, cool. We know that's all broken. Okay, so when landing is assured, we're going to go gear down. Oh, watch that speed there, player. Controlling heading with roll only, which I guess you just wouldn't be using any rudder pedal input. All right. While that's doing that, let me get the recording up. We're recording this landing. So, make an announcement to the, or talk to the flight attendants, let them know we're going to be coming in hot. We are going to issue a brace command. FO will do that at 50 feet. Crash, fire, and rescue is rolling. We're going to be coming in really hot. Things are going to be looking faster than normal, and it's probably going to be a very firm touchdown because we're not going to flare this one. We're just going to arrest the descent, and we're going to plan it on the first third of the runway, period. All right. Everybody's been briefed. You've been briefed. We do not have time to go to the QRH. We already had an engine fire. I would actually be nervous to be airborne this long anyway after engine fire. If that engine fire extinguished, we'd be getting it back on the ground ASAP anyway. But that reverser unlock, you stack it up like that, you got to be careful because there's other things to do, such as getting that rudder trim full right while you're flying around. So kind of a nasty setup of failures here that we stacked on top of each other. I've got the airport environment in sight. I'm kind of getting into the localizer here. We'll level at 3,000. Let's do a Magic Barrel Ref update, 2997. Alright, so when landing's assured, VREF plus 40, so what do we say, 172 will be our speed. Engine 1 reverser unlock, yep, we know that. We've already done that, clear reverser. Clear status. We've already run through that. All right, here's 3,000 feet. Here comes the loc. And of course it's a 20 knot crosswind. So this is going to be spicy. I don't know how the handling is going to be here with the 20 knot crosswind and the set rudder trim to the right. It'll be dicey. Alright, 3,000, we're 187. Until landing is assured, we'll go gear down, select speed 172. A lot of faith in that right engine, exactly. That's why you don't want to lollygag up here. I'm actually uncomfortable with how long we've been airborne already. But, I mean, I'm doing everything single pilot. Hopefully the ECAM would have been done before even getting to that 030 head, or shortly after making that initial right turn after we lost the reverser. That's the importance of two crew. I mean, you gotta have, I mean, it would be boom, boom, boom. You know, trying to fly the airplane. And then when the autopilot didn't turn on, I think I might have triggered that AP bug I've been hearing about. Because we should, I feel like we should have autopilot. I have to look a little bit further, maybe into the EQRH or something that'll tell me, but I feel like that should be active right now. What we can, though, take from this is the engine performance. Y'all remember the CFM? We could barely climb out of Las Vegas. A little bit more power there. We could barely climb out of Las Vegas on the previous engine model. Alright, landing is assured. Gear down, 172 on the speed. Smash the brakes.
1,000.
Miles and stable. Actually, let's go max medium. Auto brake selected. 172. Auto thrust is off. Runway's in sight. No flare. Just try not to crash it. Alright, spoilers armed. Flaps are not full. Flaps 1 for landing. Check. Watch that speed. Get a little fast.
Too low, terrain.
That's associated.
Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low, terrain. Too low,
100.
terrain. Too low, terrain.
40, 30, 20, retard.
Center line. Spoilers. 1 reverse in green. Decel. Manual braking. She is fighting hard. That is. I upped the tension on my rudder pedals and I love it. But it's fighting me hard to come left. Rudder trim does help though, having that 5 units right. Actually played out in our favor. Brakes are set, reverser stowed, remain seated, remain seated, remain seated. And there she is. Stop that recording. Wow, now the reverser actually opened up. But it won't stow. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. So it actually opened up when we got slow. Was it aerodynamically being held closed or something? That is crazy. All right. Let's see the replay. I don't know what the replay is going to do, but let's take a look at it. Actually, does the evac, do we have an evac command in here? Hold on, real quick. No, they used to have the evac in the old one. I was going to do an evac, but we'll skip that. Let's see what the replay looks like. I'm going to do this. We'll go full screen cam here. Turn this down.
Okay, Squeeder Latte. After that we need something way stronger. Excuse me while I crawl off of this plane and head straight to the slots on the bar. Lolo and bravo to you, Captain, for keeping us alive. Lol.
Callie Simmer, appreciate you. Thank you for the $10 bank angle check, Callie Simmer. Very, very kind of you. Yes, go straight to the slots and the bar, and I'm going to skip the latte just like you recommended. Appreciate you. Very, very kind. Thank you for that $10 bank angle check. All right, let's see what's happening here. We flew this in here. I did record. A lot of gear coming up. Interesting. There we go. All right, gear coming down. You know why the gear wouldn't come up is because my engine was in idle in replay and we didn't have enough juice to bring the gear up. Are you kidding me? Watch. I bet you that's exactly what it was. Well, no, because it's still got enough. Maybe it's just a replay bug. Okay, never mind. Yeah, because the engine pump is still running even at idle, so never mind. Disregard everything I said. I'm done. All right. It just seemed weird when I added power, then it was like, okay, now I can do the gear. What? Landing gear not down and locked. Here they come. I'm sure it's part of the failure. Oh, what, the parking brake? What's that doing? Oh, it wouldn't have anything to do with it. I'll tell you what, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Let's do this. Alright, close enough. Let's run it forward. Alright, so here we are. Let's see how fast this looks as a passenger. I mean, flaps 1, that's definitely suspect. I have to deal with the ECAM in replay mode, I know. I never get a break. You can't hear the PTU running. This engine's quiet. I want to see if this reverser opens up on its own. It probably won't. But that was crazy that in real time, without the replay mode, the reverser opened only after we slowed all the way down. Oh, I got that ghosting on there. Oh, maybe it's because I selected reverse. I bet you it's because I selected reverse. You're right, Team Vodka. You're right. I selected reverse. Let's see what that touchdown looked like. Yeah, that shadow was frame gen. Like, see here, that's without frame gen. Oh, yeah, that was firm. But that's what you need. You need that firm touchdown. Now, I realize there's slow-mo. Oh, wait, no, I don't have... I do have slow-mo. Watch this. I'm going to do half speed. There's slow-mo on flight recorder. Let's watch this impact here. We'll watch it with frame gen off. Yeah, so with frame gen off, you're not going to get any of that artifacting. Oof. Crunched it. Fly the nose down. Pretty good. Alright. So now, I'm going to stop the replay. Rip. Hold on. What we're going to do is... I was going to do another stream with a dual hydraulic, but since we got started late, we're going to skip that. And we're going to go to our max crosswind testing. What do you want to see? Max crosswind testing, or do you want to see a max gross takeoff weight with a single engine? Let's try that. Should we try a max gross takeoff weight, a single engine in Vegas? We'll turn the temp up. So let me go, let me reset this real quick. We're going to start on the runway. Do we crosswind or do a hot and heavy? We won't even land it. We'll just take off. We'll do a max gross weight, because remember with the CFM previous version, block 1, we couldn't even climb. We were dead in the water. It just did not happen. And then we realized, okay, that's limitation of the engine. So now let's juice it up here. Now we're going to have our takeoff weight's going to be limited. So I'll have to look here at SimBrief. But what we're going to do is we're going to load in right on the runway. Then I'll just go ready for takeoff mode. We'll pump the weight up, and then we'll manually increase the OAT to a hot summer day. We'll be worst case scenario. Worst case. We'll be worse than worst case scenario, because you would actually be takeoff limited with the temp anyway. So we'll see. Crosswind with heavy gusts. We'll do crosswind after this. Hopefully this just takes a minute to reload here. Gustavo really wants to go swimming. Try a config 3 SBRJ takeoff. I have to say though that the single engine performance just in that normal configuration there was great. We were able to climb away from the ground just fine. It handled just fine, and we even had that crazy yaw moment with that reverse unlock. That was crazy. Engine failure, full right trim on the rudder. Loved it. Max crosswind, 0 viz. SBRJ 95, 11,000, config 3. Why? What happened with that one, Gustavo? Let's do... I don't want to do Vegas again, though. Where's somewhere else that's hot? I know. Oh, Reno. Reno's too complex, though. We'll just stick with Vegas. We got to stick with Vegas because that's where we started our original testing. I've got a great idea for another stream, though. We'll have to do the Reno V1 cut complex. You guys remember that one? We did it in the toll list before I went to sim. That single engine performance at a Reno, or that single engine takeoff at a Reno, is nasty. How does it feel compared to the toll list? Honestly, Joe Plains, how it rated, that wasn't a great example because I was a flap 1, but the handling in flight, I gotta say, man, it's good. It's right there. I haven't flown the toll list in a long time, but as far as just comparing it to the real airplane, that felt very realistic all the way around. And it felt very much the same as when I fly around single engine in the sim, the training sim, our level D training sims, that felt almost exactly the same, honestly. I can't even give you a reason why I'm not saying it felt exactly like the level D sim. Maybe every now and then you get a weird like twitch something, but I feel like our training sims do that too. Like it is really nice. And I will say I'm liking that 20 curve on there. I'm liking the 20 curve. So here we go. We'll go Fenix. We will go sim settings, panel states, ready, activate. We're going to let it do its thing. My engine masters are up. It's doing its thing here. We'll let it come to life. Primo approved. Hey! React to the Pakistan flight that Juan talked about. You know, I listened to about half of it so far, Force Raptor. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, but yeah, it's pretty wild. That whole thing is a pretty nasty situation. All right, we're getting our engines back. Let's get everything fixed here. Let's put a quick little FMGC situation, flight plan, a knit. Actually, can I just pull the old one? No? Okay. I'm just making one up. Las Vegas, San Diego. We're not going to do a full-blown thing here. We're not even going to do the secondary thing. We're just going to put it in the primary. Oh, we can't do that. Insert. We'll do a visual approach back around. So there we go. 2.6 right. Init B. Let's load her up here. Mr. Santana gifting 5 members to the channel. Appreciate you, man. Very, very kind. Thank you. All right, let's take 180 peeps, 1,600 cargo, and we need probably 12.2 of fuel. Now, this is not the structural max, because we're going to jump the temperature up. So I'm pretty sure 100 and... Well, let's keep our fuel the same. Let's do like 12 that. Let's just load the cargo in. I think I've been around that 155 mark. Okay, we're going to apply and load instantly. The Smiths. We're below the max, but that's on a standard day. We're going to increase the temperature, so that's going to make things worse. Shack Oatmeal, my man, 30 months of support, dude. Good to see you. V1 is the community ambassador. Hey, I don't know about that, man. I just fly fake airplanes, dude. I appreciate the support, Shaq. I saw you coming back on the streams, man. I seen you. Hope life is well. Hope the training is well, man. All right, flaps 1 plus F out of here. Let's do a perf. But I'm going to change the temp. So we'll go live weather off. But we're going to say it's the middle of July and it's 118 degrees outside. Look at the EGTs climbing. 116, 47. Yeah, bud. Look at that. EGTs 561. That's going to get very close to our red line. And then as the airspeed increases, it should start to work itself down. We'll see how that plays out. 154,000 pounds, 47 on the OAT. Let's put this in here, KLAS. I bet you it won't even let us do it. Runway 26 right, dry, sync. I don't want to sync live weather. 198.16, temperature is 47. And the meter is 29904. 299. Oh, it's in hectopascales. 1014. 1014 and temperature 47. We'll do force Toga yes, packs off. That's probably what it would be like. No anti-ice, optimum flap config, and our takeoff weight. What did I say? 154.2. I bet you it might flag us here. Let's see. Error during calculation. C log. Too heavy for the conditions mark. That's fine. Where we're going, we don't care. 13, 56, 56, flaps 1. So, this is worse than worst case scenario because we are 47C, we're our weight and not good. So everything is not good. Max takeoff config. We'll do that. Boom. We'll get all our lights on. All right. Failure. Which one should we do? Let's fail the second engine. Let's go failures. Power plant. Engine 2 failure with damage. Revert. We already did that. Reverser inhibited by maintenance. Oil leak. Engine 2 failure with damage. Arm. Add event. After event. V1. Apply. Godspeed, brothers. Let's see what happens here. Dylan, you can't like enable them through the EFB. I think you have to actually force them to happen. Okay. We're set up. It's hot. We're heavy. Callie Simmer is back on board with a strong drink in hand. You're ready? Callie Simmer, I hope you brought an extra one because I don't know how this is going to pan out. Brakes are off. And we're not going to do... I'll leave the cam off, right? So you can just see the full-blown everything happening. We're not going to do any single-engine procedures. We're just going to try to, like, take off, lose an engine, make right traffic, come back and land. Here we go. Oh, yeah, FCU out too. Thank you. We probably need that. Let's set 5,000. 5,000 is set. Oh, we got to go packs off. Or else we won't be able to take off. Spool them up 1.05. Oh yeah, recording is on. Thank you. Alright, man, Toga SRS runway, auto thrust blue. Look at those EGTs, 590, 591, 595, 597, that's hot. Thrust set. 100 knots, check. V1. Engine failure. Oh my. We're not even at rotation speed yet. That's gonna be a problem. That's gonna be a problem. Come on, baby. We gotta rotate. V1. Rotate. Can she do it? Come on, she can do it. She can do it. Gear up. You can do it. SRS nav. I'm gonna select heading. We're gonna fly straight out. Come on, little bus. Thrust lever 2 idle, confirm. Engine 2 master, confirm. Off. We're climbing though, look at that. We are actually climbing though, so we're doing 500 feet a minute. That is pretty good. You guys don't know how bad this situation is. It's 50 on the TAT right now, and we are still climbing away, 500 feet a minute. 2.5, what do we need, 2.9? Not a right turn. Let's get some trim in there, that'd make my life a little bit easier. Alright. This is actually much more of a, I don't want to say non-event because look how low we are, but we're still climbing. We are still climbing.
Terrain ahead.
Yep.
Pull up.
Yeah, you don't want to get one of those. 030.
Terrain ahead. Pull up.
What I'm going to do is we're going to take the flight
Terrain
directors off.
ahead.
I'm going to go bird
Pull
on.
up. Terrain ahead. Pull up.
Now we can accelerate. 3,300 feet, accelerate. Come on, baby. And she's accelerating too. Like, we're actually, this is actually okay. This is pretty good. I'm gonna try to level here, 3,000. I'm kind of setting myself up for a downwind here. We'll fly down by the strip. Let's get her cleaned up. Come on. And the hand, I gotta, y'all, the hand flying on this thing is great. It's awesome. There's S speed, flap 0 is going to help us out here. I'm actually going to go auto thrust off, MCT selected, manual thrust. 3 to 5 prior to green dot. And we go. We'll start coming up again. Come up to 5,000 feet. Are we going to fly by the tower? Yeah, we are. We don't have all the juice views set up for cinematic purposes today because we're doing too much engine braking. But honestly, the performance is it's what I would expect in this environment. 152,000 pounds, 47 OAT, 500 feet per minute climb. The previous version of the Fenix would not do that. We would have been in the dirt. My working a level of 4. Don't need to go all the way to 4. Let's do a full. I'm just going to do a single engine landing in a normal configuration, so flaps full. Hold on. There's a good downwind right there. Oh, no, L2. That's why you put it in the secondary. Las Vegas, insert, loss, 26 left, insert, perf, cool, done. Oh. Engine 2 shutdown procedure, yeah, we already know about that. It's interesting that that pops up again. I don't know if that is a bug, because we already completed that ECAM. So I don't know why it popped back up there. Air pack 1 off. Alright. We're aware of that. Actually, bring number 1 back. Let's get some air to the cabin. Why not load up the engine, huh? We only have 1 engine. Let's fly around on it. Let's make it work even harder. Alright, confirm approach phase. Alright, let's fly this. Let's fly on approach. Single engine, see how she handles. Relands at 30. Yeah, we go back to idle. I'm going to... Oh, I got to stop. I'm going to stop. We don't need that recording, do we? I should have just kept that recording going. Damn it, I just stopped it. The landing's more important than takeoff. Takeoff Las Vegas. I'll save it. Alright, new recording is on for the single engine landing here. Alright, oh boy. Alright, don't mind what's going on right now. I'm just trying to do 10 things at once. Alright, relands at 38. We're good. I just want to see how the hand flying is on a single engine approach with full flaps. You can do full flaps single engine. That is also, you know, in this scenario, real life, definitely flaps free just because of what's going on if you got to go around. But I want to see how she flies with flaps full here. I'd assume in real life you guys might burn fuel before landing with such a heavy weight. No. If you lose an engine, overweight landing is the least of your worries. It's not even a worry. The main priority is get the airplane on the ground. Now, if, you know, most of the, I mean, every airplane that's certified has to go through an overweight landing certification process. So every situation is situational, as we like to say here on the channel. Oh, this ought to be interesting. I screwed up. We're going to be level flight, flaps full, gear down, 1 engine. She's holding. She's holding. Look at that. Flaps full, gear down. This is what you do not want to do. This is a good way to bust a check ride. But the airplane can do it. Pretty cool. Here comes our glide slope. That is crazy. We're full, we're MCT on number 1, and we're level flight. Nice job, Phoenix. Nice job. All right, let's get on the glide slope here, even though it's not accurate glide slope. Let that speed build up, and then I'll bring some power off. Alright, 1,000 feet. We're stable. Clear to land. Signs. Gear is not down. Why is the gear? Wait, what? Never mind. Gear wasn't down. Yeah, the glide's borked. I'm not going to follow it. That's where you follow a checklist. I just want to see how this is. We got our trim in there. All right, I like that. Let's just see how we do here with a single engine landing.
$100.
A little high over the numbers.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Get her down, baby. Reverse green. I mean, I like it. Max manual brakes. Let's see what those, I don't know if those temps are. All right, so that was max manual brakes on that. Let's see if our temps come up at all. And then we'll watch the replays and do our max crosswind landing demonstrations. All right. We shall see. I don't know if it's going to come up. 47C outside. They're coming up. Maybe they just don't come up fast enough? Another one that Wingnut would be proud to be certified test pilot, or yeah, crash test dummy on that one. Hey, when you're high over the number single engine, you just put it down, man. I was not going to mess around. I was not going to mess around trying to float that out. Okay, I mean, I think they could come up faster, but I don't know if it's necessarily inaccurate. Let's see how this looked outside. Let's run it forward.
Speed, speed, speed.
Gonna load in. Would you mind doing a V1 cut in the fly-by-wire if you have to do it manually, though? Yeah, not today, though. Got too much going on. I don't even know if you can do a V1 cut, can it? I'm curious, though. All right. Why would you fail a check ride? Because depending on the scenario, the airplane won't. It may not even be able to hold it, and you can reach a. I mean, you could reach a point where you just don't even have enough thrust to maintain level flight. So, like today, I don't know if it would have been. The gear wasn't down. If the gear was down, I don't know. Maybe in Toga, it might have held it because it was holding it there in MCT just fine. If the gear came down,
100.
Might have had to go Toga on it. It might have held. It would have been tight. Yeah, see, I was higher with the numbers there a little bit. So I was like, screw this. We need a planner down. Let's turn frame gen off for this. Oh, we're at half speed. Sorry. Pause. I need to go full speed. That was a slow-mo replay there. That's why it looks smooth. That's why it looked so slow. I'll take that. Arrested the descent, a little bit of a bounce. You know why that's a bounce there? Is because, watch this in slow-mo. Let's analyze this. You know why this is a bounce? You should know why this is a bounce. This is probably a real-life bounce. And I mean, this is not a high bounce by any means. But the flare was late because I was high. So I was trying to get the airplane to come down rapidly. When you do that and you flare late, look what's happening as we impact the ground. I am physically flaring the airplane. It's in that nose-up trajectory that's going to run with that momentum as you impact the ground, and then you're going to do a little hop like that. I wouldn't even call that a bounce, but that is how it happens in real life too. If you come in and you late flare and you are in the process of moving that pitch and that AOA as you impact the ground and you drive those mains into the pavement, see, it was close, but it was just enough to sneak it. It almost seems like the left came up and not the right. Let's analyze from here. But I mean, this is some good flight modeling here. I'm really, yeah, by flaring, you actively drive it into the pavement. Yeah, so it was just the left wheel. Ooh, the right one came up just an inch or two. So, but still, very nicely done on the flight modeling there. I like that. I like it a lot. All right, let's stop that replay. Let's go to real time. Let's load just for, let's load that takeoff. Let's see what the takeoff looks like. I don't know if she will. This was the takeoff with the V1 cut. I don't think we don't have the engine running, so we won't hear it fail, unfortunately. I think that's the failure right there. So it failed. That was V1 was way low, and we had to build a lot of speed. FSprojects 12 frame gen, so frame gen off. And then we were running out of real estate. We got to get her off anyway. Come on, baby. Close to a tail strike. I know I brought the gear in earlier. There we go. I mean, all things considered, that looks pretty darn real. A little bit of a bank. I mean, how would you like to be that passenger view right there? You see that engine windmilling there, like, that doesn't seem like it's producing enough thrust. And you are just skimming houses. Man. Simon, yeah, the shorter runway, you would actually be more takeoff limited. So you would actually be more limited. So you kind of see how all things come into play. Every takeoff is different. It depends on how long the runway is, how high the runway is in elevation, what's the outside air temperature, what's the dew point, what is the weight of the aircraft, you know, what engine variant do you have, what is the terrain after rotation, do we have second segment issues, do we have, there are so many factors that come into play for each takeoff. They're never really identical. They can be very close, but all right, that's pretty cool. All right, last thing we're going to do, chat, is we are going to do our famous maximum crosswind landing test in St. Martin. We're going to start with a fresh airplane. We're going to load up in St. Martin here. We're going to do a couple landings, 2 or 3 landings. Max crosswind, 38 knots. We're going to see how she does. So while this happens, yeah, we'll just keep it rolling here. Thought I had... Man, I'm hungry, though. I didn't have lunch today. Y'all ran into my lunchtime. We'll knock this out of the park, and then we'll call it there. And then... I still want to do the double green-blue or yellow-green, or we're going to do a dual hydraulic failure, but that is a long process. You could end up in alternate direct law. So we're going to wait for that on a future stream. but let's get ready for max crosswind. Runway 10, and let's do it in the Phoenix House livery. Runway 10, Phoenix House livery. Let's go. I'm not gonna do it, Gustavo. Why? SBRJ 95, 11 pounds of fuel, runway 2 right, config 3. Isn't that the one that we already did that? Didn't we already fly into there? If the rat doesn't come out on this stream, I'm unsubbing. Oh no, Tyson. I will say that, you know, in X-Plane, it's nice to have those fire effects. I wish we had fire effects. World Travel Phoenix livery? Oh yeah, Kyle, 321, but 321 also has more powerful engines too. So the engines are all derated accordingly, right? 321's got the max horsepower, max thrust. All right, we're gonna load it up. We'll go sim states, panel states rather. Ready? Here we go. Flight recorder's coming out. We're gonna need the cameras for this. Force Raptor. Get out of here with that nonsense. New X-Plane update will have sparks and all of that juice. David Isaac, I know, I saw that. I think AJ already did a gear up on accident. Alright, let's do... It's still loading up. We'll do 150. Oh, why are we in? Oh, hold on. We'll do it just below max land. So what's interesting is this like not a high weight landing airplane because it should be 145,505, and the placards in that other one said it was like 131. What is our max land? I have 142. It says 142. So yeah, this is a weak 320. This is not a high gross weight. So it's got to be 142. We'll do 148. That looks good. I like those numbers. Apply and load. We'll load instantly. Dismiss. We'll send that to the McDo, and we'll do a quick St. Martin round robin here, and then we'll fire up the winds. Extended centerline fix. Copy the active. We'll do TNCM right here. What is this music? Epidemic Sound Studios. Oh, wild. All right, our weights are set. Perf is next. Live weather off. Winds, so we're 09er. So winds out of the north. Be crosswind from the left. Actually, what do we normally do? I think we do winds from the south. Oh no, that'll make that turn way too hard. We'll do north. Speed. Max demonstrated crosswind, 38 knots. You can do more than that. I've landed in the low 40s. 37.8. Gusts from approximately the same, and gust speed 44. All right, that is set. Our windsock is straight out. Let's do our perf speeds. I don't think we really need, doesn't really matter though, but they make it easy. Perf, nope. Departure perf. Invalid. 140.8. What? Wind is not valid. It cleared everything? I just want to see. I mean, I don't care. TNCM. That's fine. I don't know. Okay, we won't go with speeds. Screw them. We'll do our own speeds. We'll do 130, 135, 140. Flaps 1 Toga. Alright. I don't know what we're listening to, but I'm done listening to it. Here we go. We are set up. Max crosswind. We need flaps 1. Yep, the wind is blowing. You can see that. Some things to keep an eye on. We'll keep an eye on the wind condition. Oh, look at that. We'll keep an eye on the wind condition on approach. I want to throw a few scattered clouds in there. No? Okay, fine. That's a beautiful shot, though. I was hitting reset? I thought that was the enter button. Doesn't matter. We don't need speeds. Where we're going, we don't need speeds. We just need to see if we can control it. Alright, this is with the Fenix recommended curves. Minus 20. Minus 20. SDS on everything. Brakes are off. Max brake set. We don't care about anything else. That's good for landing, coming back around. This ought to be an interesting takeoff. So, full forward pressure on the stick. We'll record the whole circuit. Recording is on. View is set. Let's go. Toga SRS, auto thrust, bleh. Oh yeah, she's already trying to pull over. No. Come back. Come back, come back, come back, come back, come back, come back. Alright, I got it. Eventually. Almost full right rudder. V1. Rotate. Hopefully Cap Canada doesn't sue me on that. Positive rate. Gear up. We're gonna just go flight directors off. Give me the bird. I never set the FCU altitude. That's fine. And we're just doing this for controllability is what we're doing. Oh my. Oh my. Come back down to like 5 thou. Well, actually, we'll level at 2,000. Oh no, what is 2,500, right? Yeah, 2,500. I mean, it is a bumpy one. That is nasty out there. Winds right now at 2,500 feet are 80 knots on the tail. This is a nasty day. Sorry, I forgot the auto thrust was off. I mean, this is pretty windy. Oh, we should have set up the like juicy sunset-esque. There you go. There's some more juice in there. Shush. The way it looks the best on the replay. No seatbelts. Hang on, Callie Simmer. Alright, well, we climbed all the way up to 3,000. That's fine. I don't know how this is going to work out, chat. Look how far we've blown away from the island. Okay, maybe I need to just turn the winds down a little bit. This is borderline not realistic. I guess we blew 10 miles from St. Martin. We're almost 10 miles from the field. We don't need to put that approach data in there. I'm going to head out a little bit further. I want to give ourselves a decent final here. That center line fix about 5 miles. I guess we're staying at 3,000. Jeez. Look at that. I'm not even touching. That's just the turbulence. And I think turbulence, is that realistic? We'll have to check. But I mean, it's 85 knots right now. Our ground speed is 200, and I'm doing 280 indicated. All right, we're slowing down slowly but surely. Little speed brake action. It's saying 138. That's close enough. Fly-by-wire induced oscillations. Barf bag at the ready, Callie Simmer. Yeah, you're gonna need it. Look at this. The yaw. Should turn the cabin back on. We're not gonna go flaps 1 just yet. We need to start down though. Flaps 1. Goodness. Alright, we'll keep trickling down. Start the turn. This is where we're going to get into that crazy crosswind. So we're direct headwind right now.
2,500.
And we need to get down. We have so much performance. I got to get the gear down just to get us down here. I mean, where's the runway? Look at this. Look at this. This is great. Maybe we should turn gusts off and just be steady state. That might be a little bit better. We'll do flaps 3. How's that sound? $40 knots? Yeah, I would suggest a flaps 3 for sure. I'm gonna bug my own speed. 46.
1,000.
Oh my. Okay, this is definitely. We're 80 knots here. I didn't want 80. I wanted half of this. This is not good. We needed half of this. I think it's too much. That reads 74 knots right now. I can't even see where the runway is. Yeah, this is not. You're not going to land in a 70 knot direct crosswind. Let me see if it's dying down as we get lower.
500.
We're going to have to do a bulk landing here. I have to turn the wind down. Just want to try it though. Yeah.
Think rate.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard.
Oh! Let's go around. Golly, go around flaps. Uh-oh, we just hit something. Oh, we're dragging the tail. That's all right. We got to redo that. We got to turn the wind down. That was not real. That was not a realistic test. I wanted to keep that semi-realistic. That was not a realistic test. We gotta dial that down. I don't know why it goes up to doubles. Whoa! Alright, wind shear. Toga wind shear. Toga lock. Alright, that wasn't a good test. We gotta redo that. Wind shear, Toga. So let's go, oh no, not back there. Let's go environmentals. I'm going to do gust down. We're going to turn the speed. We'll do 20. Oh boy. Yeah, I know. Alright, it's 40 knots at 2,500 feet. This will be a little bit more realistic. Yeah, Kyle Ferris, I guess it does. That's the first time I've heard one. That was the first real, that was the first wind shear I heard too. And that was based off the sim wind, so that's kind of crazy. Alright, this will be a much more realistic assessment. I will save the other one as fake wind landing, and I will record this one. Alright. This will be a much more realistic attempt here. Although we actually, I mean, we still put it on the pavement, so got that going for us. I have a good feeling about this. I have a good feeling that this might actually work out all right. With the crosswind, I'll do a full stop. We're going to do low brakes. I thought gusts were added at 40. Oh, John, is that what it is? If you add the gust factor, that's that might have been what it was doing, John McGuire. You're right. Because that, I mean, it doubled the wind. 80 knots, man. It's pretty wild. Turn down sim wind to medium per Fenix suggestion, says JJ Stevens. Fenix sim wind, where's that? In settings? Thank you for the $3 bank angle check, man. Appreciate you. I'll unpause that alert box there. It's been muted the whole stream. Sorry, guys. Alright. Let's go gear down. This ought to be close enough in here. Yeah, we'll be fine. Oh, that's a beautiful shot, though. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. What a beautiful machine. Gotta love it. Alright, we're geared down. We'll come in here. We'll do a short approach. Cut it off here a little bit. Oh, you mean the turbulence options, JJ Stevens? Okay, I will take a look at it. Turn it to medium. I'm not sure what I have set. I think we messed with that before. We used to keep it at realistic. I'll check after this landing. I want to see, keep everything the same. I don't want to change multiple things here at once. It's flying great. It was just that gust. I think the gust was doubling, so it was gusting 40 knots on top of a 40 knot sustained, and that wasn't happening. And we'll go full flap on this one. All right, we're just gonna level here at 1,000 feet. We're low on profile, but I just want to cut it in here. I'm getting short on time, so we gotta make this one count. Max Crosswind throttle land depends on the airframe. Different engines have different limitations. Different whether you're 19, 20, or 21. It's part of our brief. You look at your tail number and you put it in the book, and then it'll have the associated crosswind limitations. I think it's generally around 15 knots. It may even be less, maybe 10. I think I want to say 15 though. Gustavo probably knows. All right, recording is on for this one. Gear down, flaps full. Clear to land, 40 knot cross. And you know what? I want to do new auto brakes because I don't want it to pull the nose down on me. I want to feel it completely here. So no auto brakes. Real life auto brake definitely in this scenario, so you don't smoke one side, not the other. But for testing purposes, gosh, I gotta say it's smoother than Block 1 or V1.
500.
Like flying this in the pattern is so good. We're a little high here, correcting. I guess I shouldn't be too worried about landing in the touchdown zone. I'm trying to just test the controllability here.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard. 5.
Same thing I did in Vegas. But we got her down. Let's maintain that center line. A little ugly on the center line, and it wasn't a smooth, but if we're just testing control, I mean, look at that. That's great. I mean, straight control on the nose. Matte flying, I do have -20 with SDS on, so I've got -20 on all of them. And AJ says it was 29 knots across the threshold. Excellent. Let's take a look at, I'm going to stop that recording. We'll watch that one, and I'm happy with it. Let's see what the wind settings are. They're in assistance, right? Assistance, user experience, piloting, turbulence. It's on medium, so it's already on medium. So let's look at that replay. Would you use differential brake if not using auto brake? Cruff, you're gonna try to not use differential brakes, but I tell you, when the winds are over 30 knots, you're gonna be needing, you're gonna inadvertently step on one brake more than the other, and it's just gonna get smoking hot. So you're gonna have one brake sitting at 350, and the other one's gonna be at like 200. That's why I recommend using, that's the only time I use auto brakes, unless otherwise directed by the procedure or the approach that we're doing. I'd never use auto brakes because I'm so tired of getting airplanes when it's 72 degrees outside and the brakes are smoked 350 C. I'm like, dude, there's no reason the brakes should be 350 C. I think it's a training problem that we have. Every airline's different, but you don't need low auto brakes, idle reversed. You're just cooking the brake temps every leg. All right, here we go. Let's see how she did here. I mean, felt awesome. Should have had the auto thrust on. Decrab it. A little bit of the same little one hopper. Let me get the sun up. Same little one hopper that we had in Vegas. But that's on me. That's not a controllability problem. I mean, but we touched down. Look at that. Windsock 90 degrees. And we are splitting the trucks 50-50. A little bit of side load there. But hold on. I'm going to rewind that and I'm going to slow-mo this. Watch this. Watch this. This is going to be the juice. You guys are going to want to see this. We're going to do 0.25. Oh no, I got to unlock the camera. I honestly, other than the flaps, shouldn't we get ignition with flaps out? I got to double check, see if I missed that. Look at this. 0.25 speed slow-mo. No, Matt flying, I use FS recorder. Or flight recorder on the Flights MTO. Yeah, just a little late on the flare again. I just need a little bit better flare. But, hey, if I could have done that, I mean, I couldn't do that before. If I had another shot at it, too, I think we would be all right. It takes too long to set up in between approaches. But either way, I'm actually really happy with that whole flight. Well, I know this is a very unconventional type stream. That didn't even look that hard. It looks like I saved it right at the end. I think I might have saved it. That might have been like a 275er. I could have done better on center line. I should have been a little bit more off. Let's pilot air. God, those engines look so good. And we didn't crash today. All right. I need to get some food. I'm exhausted. We've done a lot. We've done a boarded takeoff. We did a V1 cut. We did 2 of them. We did a engine or a thrust reverser unlock. We shut it down in flight. We extinguished a fire in flight. Then we did a flaps 1 landing with manual thrust and a set rudder. No rudder input with a 20 knot crosswind. We took off at max gross or max allowable at 47C, single engine, and survived no issues. So we threw a lot at the Fenix today, and I gotta say Fenix did a great job because it really stood up to the test here. The last thing we have to do is another one of our popular streams is the dual hydraulic failure. We'll load that up next week sometime. We'll do a green and yellow or maybe a green and blue. We'll do a double hydraulic failure. Get in some of the alternate flight modes of this airplane. But other than the stuff that we've already covered, I mean, it is a solid release, and I'm really enjoying it. Hope you guys enjoyed this one as well. Until the next one, I'm out. I'm flying an IE V2500 tomorrow, and then we're going to be back live on the V-Spirit flight, and that'll be hopefully mostly normal ops. If you have IVEO, join along. Let's get a little mini banana bus conga line. I'm not sure where we're going to fly to or from yet, but I'm looking forward to doing a proper V-Spirit SOP juicy cinematic chill stream tomorrow, and then we get to see how the engine reacts compared to what I'm literally going to go set the brake and I'm going to come here and fly the sim. So until then, y'all stay safe, stay healthy. I'm B1. See ya.